I found out my fiance never told her male best friend that she got engaged, and my sus radar was going off the charts, so I kicked that bop out of my house and now she's free to utilize the blatant backup option. Posted by you/visible broccoli 381. My now ex-fiance, 30F, and I, 27M, got engaged 3 weeks ago. We've been dating for 5 years, and I finally saved enough money to give her the wedding she wanted. Well, 3 days ago, we were discussing our guest list, and I asked if she wanted to invite her best friend, let's call him James, 30M. James lives in another state, but since they have been friends for 10 years, I thought I could even pay for his travel expenses since it would be great to have her best friend at the wedding. She declined, saying that it would take a lot of effort to bring him and that she wanted it to be a family event. She had mentioned countless times that James was like family to her, so I insisted. She got annoyed and said, I didn't even tell him we were engaged. That took me by surprise. I tried to ask why, but she started stonewalling me, so I left her alone. After a couple of hours, I tried again to ask why she hadn't told him we were engaged, and she still refused to explain. I admit, my insecurity got the better of me. In the past, James had confessed that he had feelings for her, which she turned down and basically friend-zoned him. However, the way she talked about it always made it seem like she kept him as a backup, something not only I noticed, but her exes realized as well. She married him online, they always made their World of Warcraft characters look like a couple, wearing the same transmog and stuff like that, and whenever she had a fight with her exes, he was always there for her, and so on. I told her that it made me uncomfortable and that if she wasn't planning to tell him, she might as well consider herself single, because I wasn't going to marry someone who couldn't be honest. Yes, I was pretty immature, but she did something even more immature. She texted him, showing me her phone, and said something like, hey, just so you know, I was engaged, but not anymore, and sent it to him. I told her to pack her things and leave my house. Ever since she left, she has been calling me, but I've refused to answer. My mom called me, because apparently she called my mom, and said that I was a jerk for ending things over such a ridiculous issue. I don't think it was ridiculous, though. Update 1 day later. Hey guys, I just got home after talking to my, still, ex-fiance, and since a lot of people asked for an update, here it is. But I want to clarify a few things. As mentioned in my original post, I pay for the house since I bought it before dating her, and I asked her to move in because it was close to her job. I work from home since I'm in tech, but she had to go to work, which is why I paid for her car to help her commute, and honestly, her salary is terrible. I was her partner, so I didn't see any problem with that. I thought she was the one. Despite everything, she is smart, funny, and we had chemistry, but I felt betrayed. To the update. We met at a coffee shop under the premise that we would discuss how to save our relationship, at least, that's what she thought. As soon as we sat down, I asked to see their messages. She got defensive immediately and told me she had deleted everything. I asked to see her phone anyway. She started to cry, an ugly cry, begging me to stop. At that point, I had already decided I was not going to be part of the relationship anymore, but damn, I was curious. It took a good 20 minutes for her to hand me her phone, with a lot of crying and even a waitress asking if she was okay. So I read the messages. There wasn't any cheating, like explicit images being exchanged or them professing their love for each other, but what I read still stung. There was a lot of crap talking about me. A lot. Text upon text of them saying how terrible of a person I was, criticizing my hobbies, I like video games and pro wrestling, and saying I wasn't a real man because of them, and stuff like that. But there were two topics that caught my eye. One where she had told him I was having trouble getting hard and that it was frustrating for her. And one where she was complaining about how she didn't want to be stuck in our relationship. Yes, I was having problems in bed, because I was sad about my father passing away 6 months ago. As for the stuck thing, I remember telling her that when we got married, if she wanted, she could leave her job and I would provide for both of us. I don't know if she took this the wrong way, but I guess it was related to that. Honestly, I'm not sure. By the time I gave her the phone back, she was already making excuses for why she had said those things to him, claiming he was like a therapist for her. Then she asked me, "Don't you complain about me to your friends?" I simply replied, "No, I don't." She started crying again. I took a deep breath and just said, "Just give me the ring back, I didn't have the ring with me, like some suggested." She hesitated a bit but gave it to me anyway. I stood up and asked her to delete my number and not bother me anymore. I called her mom and asked her to pick up her daughter's stuff from my place. Her mom is a good person, I'm just realizing I'm going to miss her as I write this. She understood why I decided to end it, but she didn't ask much, and to be honest, I'm glad she didn't. As for my mom, I didn't call her. I just blocked her for reasons unrelated to this post. I've realized she never had my back in anything. I was always trying to save an already failed mother-son relationship. Before I go, I just want to clarify, I was never against her having male friends or any type of friends. People are going to cheat, friends or no friends. I remember my dad saying something to me when I was a teenager. He always said, opportunity makes the thief, but I don't agree with that. Anyway, since I have the next 2 weeks off work, I'm going to figure out what to do with the wedding money, drink some booze, play games, and watch Monday Night Raw later. Peace. Edit. A couple of people are asking about the car. It's a 2015 Nissan Versa, which she crashed twice, both times she rear-ended someone. I never liked the car, the engine is weak, the interior feels cheap, and overall, it's just bad. So, as far as I'm concerned, she can keep that piece of crap. I'd have more luck throwing it off a cliff than selling it. Edit. Little update. Her mom called me a few hours ago to check on me and ask when she could come pick up my ex's stuff. We also talked about the car, and she basically forbid me from letting her daughter keep it because, 1, I paid for it, and 2, my ex wouldn't be able to maintain it. So, I'm going to keep the car until I can sell it, God help me. Also, some people called the story fake because they said I wasn't a real man for playing games, even though they played World of Warcraft. To be honest, that's on me because I wasn't very clear. The real man comment was more about my pro wrestling hobby than my gaming hobby, though in some messages they clearly mocked me for playing certain games, Life is Strange series. In one, I remember James saying something like, "How could a grown man play such a girly game and cry?" Yes, I cried playing Life is Strange. I also cried during Red Dead Redemption 2, the I'm afraid cutscene still makes me emotional. I guess I'm a crybaby. I also want to thank everyone who messaged me to talk about wrestling and games. It really helped take my mind off everything. I haven't replied to everyone yet, but I intend to. If anything new happens, I'll let you guys know. Stay well everyone.